if I ran into somebody who I knew was using or suspected was using, I think that, I mean, first of all, I know for a fact, because I've done it several times, I would give them my phone number and tell them, call me. You get to that point where, you feel like you need something, you need to use, you want to just talk, call me. You're looking for a bed, call me, text me. I think that what I probably would, I would have words, but I would show them pictures, or her pictures. Pictures of my son when he was clean, when he was dirty, and what he left, and all that he left. And I would tell them the pain that, he's caused to his daughter, his daughter's mother, his mom and his dad. And I think to show him a picture of Kylie, Lee's daughter, when she was picture with Lee, compared to her picture now when he's gone. It's not just the pain that you have from detoxing that heroin causes. The pain it's not just the user that feels it, it's everybody around. And hopefully show and have them meet people who have been clean and how hard it was to become clean, but they've been clean now for a year, 6 months, 6 years. And I believe that the one thing that I've seen is that people like me do not have such a pull as somebody who is a recovering addict. They have the pull. If you have a counselor that has been around heroin addiction, as opposed to a counselor who has been addicted to heroin. What I would say to somebody who has a child that is addicted to heroin, I would love to sit and talk an hour with them, because I was there and I know where they are now, and I know the struggles and the pain that they have because of their son or daughter being an active user, but also to point them things that they can do that I wished I had done, or things I did that did help. As far as like what a parent could do with a child that's trying to get off of heroin, he never needs to stop pushing or being like, I stayed with my son. I actually stayed with my younger boy the night that my older boy died. Why did I do that? Because I thought I knew then what maybe a lot of these parents today, they think they know, but it's not. It's what you believe, and what you believe can be completely wrong. I think for a parent who has a child that wants to be clean or is active right now, you need to stay on top. That's the top of your game. You have to talk, you have to search, you have to find. My son, we had one time, my ex-wife was able to, she was suspicious that who he was talking to into a car in her driveway was selling to him, and she would not let him into the house on a cold winter night. Wouldn't let him in unless he emptied his pockets. And there were 3 bags of heroin in his pocket. That's only once that we did that. My advice to a parent is to like overturn every pillow, every bed, anywhere that you think that your child could be hiding, overturn it, find it. Make him show you or tell you the truth. Most of them don't want to be an addict. My son told me 2 weeks before he passed, Dad, you think you could beat this, you don't. He said, I hate what I am. I don't even look in the mirror when I brush my teeth. That's what he told me. That's what a strong hold heroin has. Well, what I did say to Chris Collins, which represents New York State, based out of Geneva, was we need to fight differently. CNN actually flew me to New York City to be on the Dirty Truth, and basically they give you questions. You give them questions that you wish to ask, and I gave like probably a dozen questions that I wanted to ask him. They pick 2, but they said that, if the box gets opened, you can continue with that, but don't vary from it on your own. So one of my questions that they didn't pick was, do you have a loved one, whether it's a child or a cousin or your wife, that's addicted to heroin? And my knowing that he didn't, because if he had said no, I would have said no, because you wouldn't be fighting it the same way you're fighting it. You'd be fighting it differently. You'd be aggressive with your fight. They didn't pick that question, but Chris Collins actually did open that box. He said, "Mr. Lucas, I'm so sorry for your loss. I have 2 children that, are about your same, your child Lee's age. They were both in their 20s, their mid-20s. Lee was 27. And that's when I was sat down, though. They actually touched me, which we have to sit now. But that would have opened the box, because if one of those 27-year-old, kids or in their 20s was addicted to heroin, you'd be fighting it differently. What I would say, you drive by these stupid signs that say, drive like your child lives here. You've seen those signs. What I would say is, fight this battle like your child is addicted to heroin. Every year, this was started by a friend or friends of mine, but when my son died, about a month after they, watched me bury my son, they decided that they would do something to help ease my pain and help this battle that others are going through. So we put together a memorial ride. It's a poker run, Lee Lucas Memorial Poker Run. And basically we take and we raise money, and it's a long process. It takes us probably 9 months to put on, but the day of the ride this year is August 17th. It starts at Rochester Dinosaur, and it goes to several different stops, Fandangos, Middletown, right in Naples, goes to Rush Creekside, and then, Lock, Stock, and Barrel in Naples, and then Rush Creekside, and then from there back to Rochester Dinosaur. The Rochester Dinosaur has given me the parking lot as well as the upstairs. They've given me enough food to feed up to 300 people, and then after 300 they said, let's talk after that. So last year we raised $16,000, and some of that went to my granddaughter and some of it went to recovery. And unfortunately the good portion went to my granddaughter's trust fund last year. This year we have taken all of the funds are going to Gates Recovery. We switched to Gates Recovery because they're sort of out of a pocket kind of a group, whereas Recovery has a lot of funds that have been dedicated by the state and other people. So we still love and work very closely with Recovery, but Gates Recovery is out of pocket, so we've decided to go with them. We are hoping for $20,000 this year that we can give back to what took my boy to try to beat it. As far as as we stand right now, and are we in July yet? No, not quite, in June. Right now we have $9,450 right now. I don't know it's going to double, but I'm hoping it doubles. But we're definitely going to be over the 16,000 this year. So it's a fun ride, and anybody that rides a motorcycle or just wants to come for the party afterwards, a lot of funds will go back into trying to beat this epidemic.
How can people get involved in that?
Basically, show up. You can actually, if you want to donate something that we could auction off, you go on to Lee Lucas Memorial Poker Run Facebook page, and you can just get a hold of me through that, or you can look me up on Facebook, Dean Lucas on Facebook. Get a hold of me that way. If you want to donate, if you want to sponsor it, be a sponsor, you can give money that way. If you want to just show up and buy like some tickets for 50/50, or buy a t-shirt, which I'm wearing last year's t-shirt right now, but every single penny goes back to recovery.